Hello, everyone. Dr. Frankie Bishan here for another episode of Ask Dr. Frankie. And this is an opportunity where I get to answer all the questions that come up, whether it be in my office as a matchmaker, I'm a professional matchmaker, or a clinical psychologist, or I'm doing dating and relationship coaching, or I'm doing sex therapy or coaching couples around sex, how to improve their sex life or reignite their sex life, all that good stuff. But lots of questions come up. And here is an opportunity for me weekly, every Thursday, to share what I learn in session with my clients through all the years, 2 decades of being a therapist out there, learning plenty by actually working experientially in the world, but also in a classroom for many years. I'm a clinical psychologist, board certified sex therapist. So I'm here to share all the knowledge and all the tools and any experience I have with you all so that you can incorporate them into your lives and live healthier, happier, have better relationships, be comfortable with who you are, and live a really super full life. Because you know what? This shit goes fast. I don't even know how I got to this point right now. I'm 47. How did I get here? No idea. I I feel like I'm maybe 28, maybe 30, but no, I'm 47. So anyway, I want to thank you folks who have subscribed to my channel. I think we're almost at 17,000 subscribers. Woo woo! I celebrate that every week. It's always exciting to watch the numbers go up, and it reminds me why I do what I do. And I will continue to show up for you all here every week with another really important topic to cover. And I hope you leave with lots of skills and tools to use in life. And please share them with folks who you think are maybe struggling or could benefit, or maybe just like because you like it and you think it's a cool topic or whatever, a good take on it, good perspective. And for those of you that are just learning about who I am, but you like what you're hearing, please subscribe to my channel. Click that little bell below. I think you select all notifications, and then you're going to find out every time we upload a new video, which is every Thursday for Ask Dr. Frankie. And usually it's every Tuesday or Thursday for Love, Laughs, and Lessons, which is my podcast where we have guests on every week. I have a co-host, and usually we have one or two guests joining us. And we talk about all different topics related to living healthier, relationships, similar to the things that I talk about here, but I try to have experts on so that you can hear a different perspective, because I'm not the only expert out there. There's plenty of us that have really brilliant, bright ideas that need to be shared. So I like to create a platform for them to do that, where you can easily access their knowledge and all of their suggestions and so on. So let's jump into today's topic. Breadcrumbing. What is breadcrumbing? Oh my gosh, there's so many new terms these days. It's hard for even me to keep up with them. With the advent of new frontiers in modern dating, like the ubiquity of social media, our behavior and the language for it has expanded and it's adapted, and that's for sure. This is helpful, but it also means we may feel like we're playing an endless game of catch up, trying to understand our own experiences. You may have heard the term breadcrumbing when we talk about love or dating, but had no context in which to place it. What does breadcrumbing mean anyway? And could it apply to you? Here, I'm going to share with you what you need to know about breadcrumbing. The key metaphor in breadcrumbing is the idea of tiny scraps of sustenance rather than something satisfying and fulfilling, like a full meal, almost like crumbs. It also conjures the idea of following a trail. Think of Hansel and Gretel in the forest. Taken together, we see the idea of someone breadcrumbing in a dating context, offering presence, attention, communication, or affection only sporadically, without making a real commitment or being truly vulnerable or available. It may also mean that someone is consistently promising future connection or intimacy, then moving it again as the future becomes the present. This could look like someone who doesn't respond to text for weeks and then suddenly wants to see you that evening with no notice. A date who keeps mentioning they want to take you on trips or for a weekend getaway, but only ever invites you to their apartment after 10 p.m. Someone who frequently sends chatty texts or photos or memes, but becomes unresponsive or vague if you try to make plans in person. Some psychologists think that breadcrumbing works via the mechanic of intermittent reinforcement. The same psychological precept that can make gambling really addictive or manipulate pigeons in a lab to perform to earn food. While you might think that inconsistency should be a turnoff, and you're right, our brains can be incredibly motivated by a slim chance of a potential reward, even one we know is unlikely. And actually, intermittent reinforcement is the strongest reinforcement. It's one where we can't quite tell, like that person might respond to us after 10 times of interacting or us trying to get their attention. They're not actually interacting, but we're reaching out to them. And then maybe the next time it could take 25 attempts. So it's all over the place. And actually, it is the strongest. So depending on our attachment style, some people may even be more attracted to inconsistent or breadcrumbing partners than they are to someone reliable and enthusiastic. So why is someone breadcrumbing me? If we feel like we're being breadcrumbed or even experiencing the broader circumstance of someone saying one thing and not following through, we might very reasonably be wondering, is this intentionally manipulative or are they just thoughtless? This is a tough question to answer in any relationship dynamic when someone's behavior is hurtful to us. And it often feels incredibly important to know the answer. Whether it's someone cheating, lying, or just being callous, it's normal to wonder whether this person's trying to hurt you or if the treatment you're receiving is the unintentional collateral damage of their trying to get some other needs met. While it's very reasonable to want to understand this, in the end, it may not be constructive to get caught up in it after all. The real question is, how is this behavior impacting you? And are you willing to continue putting up with it? Someone might very well have the best intentions in the world and be totally horrified to learn that they've been causing you distress. But if they can't or won't adjust that behavior and continue causing you distress, it doesn't necessarily matter. What matters is whether you're able to feel stable with this person and to form a secure attachment without feeling like you need to earn someone's affection or be content with scraps. Am I accidentally breadcrumbing someone else? If you know you aren't always able to be consistent or have as much follow through as you'd like, perhaps you have something of an avoidant attachment style. You may read this and feel defensive, or you may hear this and feel defensive, worried, or implicated, right, in some way when you hear, this idea of breadcrumbing. Have you been breadcrumbing someone? Really think about it. Take a moment. It's certainly possible they feel that way. Like many pop psych terms like gaslighting or love bombing, the common usage of the term has expanded past its original meaning. It's entirely possible that someone could feel they're being led on, deceived, or manipulated if you've not been able to show up consistently or responded in the way you'd want. On the other hand, we can never fully control other people's impressions of us or what they choose to take away from our interactions with them. What we can control are our own actions. If you're worried about either breadcrumbing someone or being perceived as such, the best thing to do is to recommit to showing up with intention. It's easy to end up leaving someone feeling strung along if you don't know what you want. Make sure you're clear on what you're looking for and communicate it upfront and consistently. What should I do about breadcrumbing? If you think you're being breadcrumbed or simply feel that what you're hearing and what you're seeing in terms of actions aren't adding up, you have a few options. It's entirely possible to keep giving this person a shot. Communication works wonders. If you haven't told this person that your needs for communication and connection aren't being met, it may be worth having a direct conversation about it and giving them a chance to change course. Expressing a need or setting a boundary early can really help to clarify whether this person will be able to be the kind of partner you're actually looking for. Their response will tell you a lot. It's also very fair to decide you want to end the dynamic, whether what you're seeing is intentional, breadcrumbing, or just a disorganized and careless person. You deserve to experience stability and security. At the end of the day, the best path forward is to check in with your red flags and green flags. Both of these ideas I've discussed in previous videos, written about it. So check my blog out if you want to understand the differences. What are your most important priorities in a relationship? That's what you need to ask yourself. What are the needs that are non-negotiable? And what risks are you not willing to take? That's what I got to say today. So That's all I have to share about breadcrumbing. Definitely be self-reflecting, thinking, okay, am I treating somebody this way? Am I being inconsistent? Am I holding back? And if so, why is that? And oftentimes, like with attachment styles, you want to know, if you want to understand that you could be creating kind of an anxious attachment from somebody else if you're just throwing crumbs at them, right? Because they're kind of trying to grab onto whatever they can to get close to you. And then they end up sometimes showing an anxious style because they're grasping at you because you're only throwing them crumbs. Anyway, all right. That's what I got for you today. Kisses, hugs, and I will see all of you next Thursday. Bye.